Welcome to another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review. I am Steve G, and what we have this time is the Kurosaki Kokusen Aogami Super Gyuto 210mm knife. So as stated in the name, the steel used in this, the core steel, is Aogami Blue Paper Super reactive high carbon steel. Heat treats about 63 to 64 Rockwell, so this steel is known for edge retention, yet it's pretty darn reasonable to sharpen with decent sharpening equipment, aggressive stones, not even super aggressive, but decent fast cutting stones or diamond film. But the steel's not that hard to sharpen, but it holds a really nice edge. The cladding on this is all stainless, so you got stainless over reactive. The cladding has some interesting textures, which will show kind of a starburst kind of pattern to it. And then he's got an interesting shape on his spine on the knives as well, and kind of an aggressive Bunka Kurosaki style tip on it. So very interesting blade, really cool looking. The weight and dimensions can vary a little bit from knife to knife. This particular one is 159 grams or 5.6 ounces in weight. The edge length's a little oversized, about 215 on this sample, or about 8.5 inches on the edge. The overall length about 360 millimeters or 14.2 inches. And then height about 49 millimeters at the back, so plenty of height for clearance on the cutting board for your fingers. Spine thickness, I got pretty much about 2.2 all the way down. So it's got a fair amount of stiffness to the blade. And then you get that corner there on that Kurosaki style tip. And then from there, it thins down nice towards the tip. So as per Kurosaki san, you're going to get a nice high performance blade, and so this has a really thin tip on it, and it's got a nice thin grind at the edge as well. So this will be a great performing knife. Again, really nice looking. So you can see there's a lot going on here. We do have a laser engraved kanji on the cladding right there. And then the cladding has kind of a, I don't know, a little bit kind of a brownish, darker charcoal color to it. And then you've got these imprints on it, kind of a starburst type imprint on it. That'll be great for food release. Then you got a real nice grind down here and finish towards the edge where there's your cladding, there's your core steel. So just super nice looking knife. Here's the left side of the blade. Again, a great look at the cladding flowing into the core steel at the edge. So nice polished job on the spine. A little bit of rounding of the corners. It's not curved, but a little bit of rounding on the corners. And then a really nice polished job on the choil. A little bit of rounding on the edges there, not a ton, but plenty to make it comfortable. This one wasn't super sharp. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. I could maybe even give it a 4 out of 10. This one I would need to sharpen before I used it. It didn't have a lot of sharpness in certain spots on the blade. This one will need some sharpening. So this is kind of an outlier, but this particular one's going to need some sharpening. Handle is an octagonal handle that's rosewood, kind of a really dark rosewood with a black packawood ferrule on it, and fair amount of polish to the blade on the finishes. I'm sorry, to the handle as well. It almost looks a little bit like black buffalo, but it's not. But so they've got a nice polish on this. Good tight glue up job or seal job where the tangles into the handle. With that handle on there, the balance point on this is going to be right about there. So for me, pinch grip wise, that's pretty close. So very neutral feel. Might be a little hard to show, but this has a, maybe we'll go this way. This has an interesting spine to it. You can kind of see the spine kind of curves just a little coming out of the handle. It kind of comes down and then straight. So it is straight once you get past this point. So it's just kind of an interesting shape to it. You got a little bit of forward sweep on the choil there. Nice spot for your finger for a pinch grip. So it's an interesting shape to the blades. Cutting board wise, let's take a look at it. Edge profile, let's see what she looks like. So super smooth. This thing is very smooth on the cutting board. It flows right into the back. Not a lot of flat area, but there's a little bit of a flat spot in the heel. This last maybe 25%. So it kind of flows into that, but it's not a hard stop. It is a stop, but it's a gentle stop. And the tip is fairly low, center line wise, but there's some little belly towards that tip there. So let's see what we get on here. I'm getting pretty high. I'm getting about right in there for the tip once to start digging in. So yeah, you can rock with this really well. Rock, 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 not a problem. Tip draws, you'll have to lift the handle a little bit higher because of the way the tip is shaped, but that'll give you a nice rock area, a little bit of flat spot towards the back. So glide cuts, push-pull cuts, tip draws, not a super big flat spot, but a little bit towards the back of the blade. But this is a really unusual looking blade. The finish is really cool, high quality, clean grinds on it, so really nice craftsmanship. This is the Kurosaki Kokusen Aogami Super Gyuto 2 10mm knife from Chef Knives to Go.